Welcome to the show. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
Let's look under the dial.
First episode.
It's happening.
It's happening.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it.
It's taken a long time.
Yeah.
And it feels like we've been talking about this for a while.
We have been, and now it's finally being put into practice.
It's good.
So this is going to be an Australian podcast on HEROCLIX, covering things like the local scene, piece of the month, interesting news, what the current meta is. Just a whole lot of
Clix.
HEROCLIX things.
Because Clix is the best game.
Because Clix is the best game, just of
The
anything
best.
ever. I play a lot of games, and this is easily my favorite game.
I played many games.
Yes. So let's tell them a bit about ourselves. So Dave, who are you?
I'm Dave.
Who is this man?
Hey, I'm Dave. I own a store called the Nerd Cave. Yeah, that's the one. We play many games here, and one of them is HEROCLIX, and it's my favorite one. So I push it on everybody like a pusher. And I hope that everybody's going to join in. Yeah. Got any more of those clicks?
That's literally what our players look like.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just into games, and we play games, and I wanted to talk about Clix more. So, and you were the right person to do it with.
I was, yeah. So I brought HEROCLIX to the Nerd Cave.
Yes, he taught me how to play.
Yeah, nearly 2.5 years ago now. Jeez.
Seems less than that, but yeah.
Seems like, yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm just a huge fan of the game. I'm the tournament organizer for the Nerd Cave, so I organize all the weekly games on Sundays and give them the themes and whatnot. And I play. Oh, we didn't do keywords. So I play Armor and Future, Justice League, Avengers, and Batman Family. And Dave, what do you play?
Just a preface is a lot of people don't actually play by keywords. It's just us. I think it's just
Are
something
we just
that
weirdos?
something that we do to keep it interesting and to keep the pieces between us trading as we collect keywords. So I collect Kryptonians, Red Lanterns. Ruler is my generic keyword. So I have something to buy from the Marvel sets. And Apocalypse, I said that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and TMNT. That's my big boy. And I have every character that has the TMNT keyword. I have all of them. It's my favorite.
And there's some interesting news on that front, which we'll get to a little later. So yeah, that's us. Now, news section. Dave, what's in the news?
New rules. I mean, that seems like the most pertinent piece of news.
The solar eclipse, they called it.
Yeah, it was very clever. Very clever. Yeah, I think it's a pretty massive change. There's 2 whole rule books they released. Technically the same thing, but one of them is comprehensive, and that is for judges. So there's a standard rule book which is for everybody, and then a comprehensive one they released, and that will be for judges to look up. And I think the main thing I was happy about is that it's a searchable PDF.
Yes, thank God.
Which will make things much easier going forward, especially like for people like us when we're running games, to have a way to search something really quick. Oh, there's something in there that's not in there actually, which it blew my mind. Damage depletion modifier.
Yes, you no longer reduce your damage when doing multiple attacks with a character in a turn. So things like Shang-Chi.
Yeah. That's God.
The Chase Hawkeye from ADW.
And
a lot of pieces just had a little bit of value go up.
Let me tell you, just a little bit of those TMNTs.
Oh God.
Those Chase ones from the first set. The black and white ones, they get a free automatic breakaway and another attack.
They're already evil. They don't need help.
It's just so much better. That's crazy. I'm not excited actually to see what that looks like in some other pieces. There are going to be some pretty broken things, particularly in Golden Age.
Yes,
I think there's going to be some problems.
Yeah,
but I guess we'll see.
I think a lot of that we won't really see until it starts coming into effect. I mean, the rules have just come in, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's it.
We are going to, for the next few episodes, be looking at some rules in a little more detail. We've got a couple of questions on rules for this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, very exciting. New rules coming in. What is also...
one other thing, I think the biggest change in terms of gameplay that I wanted to mention was the turn sequence.
Yes.
It's now way more regimented and specific.
Yep.
So I think it's going to change the way we play a little bit.
Yeah, formalizing those phases into like first phase, end phase, all that kind of stuff. I think it's very, very good for the game. That's it. Something that is not so good, particularly for us, is that the Mighty Thor and the Undead sets, which are coming out in the US, I think this week. This is the last week of August.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're not coming to Australia until October, according to distributors.
Yeah, at least that's what it says from the distributor pages at the moment. Can't be 100% sure, but it's looking like the end of October, which is pretty far away.
I mean, you're not secretly stockpiling them in the back of the cave,
I
are you?
did, but I won't get more until the 31st of October. So
no, it does look like there has been some kind of delay for us. That does suck. But we'll still be able to see how the pieces are received once they're out in the States. We'll be able to see how they might change the meta. We'll have probably a bit of a discussion of some specific Thor pieces in particular next episode.
Yeah, I think the pre-releases are coming this week. So.
Yeah. So we'll still have lots to talk about. We just won't have any of those lovely colossals left
to hold.
Until a little bit of a longer wait for that one. Something else we're waiting for.
Yeah, so we touched on it a second ago, but it's they announced the new TMNT gravity feed.
God help us.
I can tell you now I'm going to be buying. And maybe I'll save a box. We can do an opening when it comes out, but that is in December, which seems a lot faster than the usual. I didn't even hear about another TMNT set.
That just came out like that.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. The chases in all of them have been really, really good. So I can imagine that this one is only going to be...
The sketch chases from the first set give me nightmares.
It's that. It's the shredder chases are really good. And even the superhero ones from the second set, I think were a little bit underrated, but I think they're still really good.
Yeah, Graviturtle and Grid-X and so on.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of potential. And potentially something crazy in this one too. Although it's called Unplugged. I don't actually know what that means in terms of the turtles, but I guess we'll find out.
They'll all come with acoustic guitars.
It could be
the traveling combi van band of.
There have been many variations of the turtles in the past, so it wouldn't be surprising if there's something like that.
Or maybe it's the Turtles Elseworlds, because we've had Elseworlds and What If for the 15th anniversary. Maybe it's
could
Turtles.
be, but that was the superhero ones of the Turtles Elseworlds thing. That's true. You know, that's already happened. Yeah. So where do we go from there? Who knows? Who knows?
One thing that I find kind of promising about the success of the Turtles stuff overall, because the first few sets have sold like gangbusters and the pieces have been quite popular, is it increases the chance, especially between that and the Star Trek set that's due out later this year, there's more opportunity for other IPs to come back into the mix. So I love superheroes, I love playing DC and Marvel, but I also enjoy, for Golden Age, putting in like the Bioshock pieces or the Assassin's Creed pieces.
I hate that Booker and Liz.
That Booker and Liz from Bioshock is just...
unbelievable.
Mint.
Stupid.
It is my jam.
Kill it.
So it's kind of fun to mix universes there. So I would like having a few more, maybe some more IPs that they've already got, or some others they could acquire.
Some different things. I mean,
aren't the Lone Ranger.
They had Halo in the past, right? They had Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things.
Rim, which was awesome.
That seemed like cheating though, but whatever.
Pacific Rim was the bomb.
There's a lot of potential, I suppose, for different IPs, and it's good to get a mix in variety.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So our section this episode is Piece of the Month. So we each pick a piece that we really like, that we've played with or we've seen, and we talk about it. So I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So
you're the less impressive of the two. So
mine is the less impressive of the two. Less physically impressive of the two, anyway. So my piece, it's a really common piece coming up in the meta at the moment because everyone is all about pick a power. So your Jakeems, your Goblin Kings, your Iron Man from ADW, all that kind of stuff. So mine is Jhor Dan. Here he is right here.
Jhor Dan.
Jhor Dan.
There you go. Look at that. Focused.
Focus camera. So he is a lighter pick a power, but in a way that actually works really well. So he's 90 points. He's got a very solid dial, just as it is, even before we get into the special things he does.
Almost there we go.
Look at that. Ooh, look how professional we are. So he's got a solid dial, but what works really well for him are his trait and his special perplex. So his trait is you give him a free action, choose a standard power and a size, so flying, giant, swimming, or tiny size. And he gets that size and that power until your next turn. So the picker power is really nice, but the perplex that works with it is if you target the same character and value that was perplexed the previous turn, you increase it or decrease it by +2 instead of +1, or -2 instead of -1 this turn. So a game I played a couple of weeks ago, it was a 300-point modern game. It was Jhor Dan, the Green Lantern ID card, the Green Arrow, ID card with the Elseworlds Chase Green Arrow, which is amazing. The common Green Lantern Taxi from Elseworlds, which has the roll and be able to do an action. and the Samantha Wilson Chase Captain America from ADW.
Also a very good piece.
Also very, very good piece. And Jhor Dan, indisputably, was the tentpole of that team, was the MVP. His picker power is wonderful. I equipped him with Proteus, which gave him +1 to all of his values.
Bit of an edge.
Bit of an edge.
Yeah.
And thankfully, he rarely rolled a 1 or a 2, which was good. But on those times he does, you can just give him regen and get it back. Thanks to that lovely new regen rule, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But he's just a really solid, malleable, adaptable piece. He's 90 points, so he's picker power, but he won't break the bank the way that the Goblin King will.
Goblin King's gone down now
Goblin
because
King
they
has gone
nerfed
down.
him a little bit.
Yeah, they took away his power cosmic on
Cosmic.
there, which was a bit rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, 90 points, Indomitable as well. I think any figure that has Indomitable is already a step up in my book.
Yeah,
Indomitable
100%.
overpower.
It's starting to get a little lax these days. Who has Indomitable? So
it is a little. So it's nice to see that, and just a great all-rounder. And the figure as well. I don't have it, on me to show you, but look on the back of the card. It just looks really cool. It's got a really nice. When the camera decides to focus, it's a really nice Arabian aesthetic. It's got kind of a. I'm putting my hand in. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Camera doesn't like that.
Apparently
But you can get the idea.
Yeah.
He's he's got the sort of Arabian Aladdin aesthetic going on. The coat that he's wearing has got like a nice leaf filigree on the back, which looks and feels really cool. The Green Lantern lamp with a little smoke coming out of it. It's just really cool. I just love.
And I need
everything
one,
about
so
it.
if you've got one, send it to me. I'll keep it.
It's a ruler, so it's one of his keywords. He needs it. He can't have mine though. Mine's mine.
Son of a bitch.
So that's my piece of the month, Dave. What is yours?
My piece. Ameridroid.
Ameridroid.
So I watched a video. I've never actually played this piece before, but I watched a video on T3 Gaming, which is a good channel. I recommend it.
Great
They got
channel.
a lot of really awesome meta games and fun games on there, where it was used in a way that I didn't think about and in a way that I didn't realize was possible, and that just it blew my mind open to possibilities, I guess. So I'm going to open this bad boy up and we will read through it real quick.
Everyone loves an unboxing.
There he is. He's a little bit wobbly, but Ameridroid. He's giant. He's Captain Ameridroid. Kind of.
Looks
Not
great
really.
on a shelf.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. It's overall, it just looks like Captain America. So it's a nice looking piece. Whenever they do big ones, it's nice because they get extra detail. I don't know if you can see here. A little bit of.
Camera's really not liking the.
No, it's not enough detail, I suppose. I don't know, but it looks good. It's a colossal model as we know them. But I guess the interesting part is his colossal retaliation. So I'll just give that a quick read, and then I'll show you the card. So give him a free action if no other colossal retaliation power has been activated this turn. Choose an opposing character that attacked Ameridroid or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Ameridroid such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character and also target all other characters within 2 squares of the target. So that's kind of like the Atom, right? Except without the penetrating. Hit characters are each dealt 3 damage instead of the normal damage, which is quite good. Gets around a lot of things.
Very good.
But this is the interesting part here. So after actions resolve, place the chosen character in any square within 6 squares and line of fire of Ameridroid. So I guess the things to take into consideration here is that he is colossal. Yes. Meaning that his line of fire is amazing because he can see over almost everybody. He can see almost anything as long as you're outside and no blocking of walls or whatever.
Yep.
Placing somebody means that you can get somebody who is in stealth. It means that you can put them wherever you need them to be. And the way that I saw it get done in this video on T3 was that they placed the character then inside the boxing ring and used another character to just take them out. It was really, really quite impressive. The boxing ring, if you haven't seen it, maybe we'll talk about it on another episode, but it's from the Superman Muhammad Ali con exclusive. Just basically gives you a bunch of bonuses to your close combat stuff. So I guess for the 15 points, a way to take a character and place them without them having any chance of getting away from it seems really, really good.
Definitely. It'll help to line up characters for things like shots from Nick Fury and Green Arrow. Or
anything really.
A whole lot of stuff.
Again, it's 15 points that could probably maybe even take out a character that it's not the one he's targeting, right? Because it gets everybody around him, so you can do some damage to everybody else and then move the figure piece the nasty piece, because they usually have attacked you with their tent pole if they have one.
Yeah, almost certainly.
And you can put it in a place where you're going to kill it. So, again, the tricky thing, I guess, is it doesn't need to actually hit. It's just after actions resolve. And that's good because his attack is quite low. So here is the card. Come on now. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
So that 20 click line there, it's actually only 9 attack, which is pretty low considering what he's going to have to hit.
Yeah.
And the only way to get that up is through Perplex, I suppose. So maybe you get into 11 if you're really going all in on it. But, you know, you might hit some of the people around him, lower defense powers maybe.
Yeah.
With lower defense values, sorry.
Hope you don't hit your own guys while you're doing that. So that's actually, you know, because it's lower attack, that kind of sucks, but also it means you're less likely to hit your own dudes if they're in
correct.
face-to-face contact or something.
I don't think it really matters. I just want to place the character somewhere nasty and kick their ass, basically. So that is my that's my piece. And as an interesting side note to him, I guess at 125 points, he's not all that bad. He starts on click 12, where my finger is here. Well, this way. Come on, baby. There we go. Click 12 with 17 invincible. And that white damage power...
It's the finger rockets.
Oh, it's the attack power. Damage power. Yeah, he's got 4 targets. And he has 6 range. It's pretty good. 10 attack with 4 targets. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, for 125 points. Doable.
So do you have any opinions on our pieces of the month or pieces you think we should look at?
How do you think Captain Ameridroid should be used?
And what would you pair Jhor Dan with for your modern team? Let us know in the comments below.
Put it down there.
Alright, so Q&A
for
this week. We have a couple of questions about the new rules. So, Toe asks us, what are your thoughts on the new Invincible? So, Invincible used to be half damage.
Too confusing.
Ignore half of it. Too confusing, bad wording.
Yeah.
Now it is in line with impervious and invulnerable, so it reduces.
Yes.
It's reduced damage by 2, and the penetrating damage can be reduced by this ability. And an invincible character can only take up to 3 damage in 1 attack, which is just a really interesting balance, I think.
Yeah, so we were talking about this and saying that I think to have to deal 5 damage to be able to do 3 damage is pretty insane, and it doesn't happen very often that somebody's got 5 damage, let alone be able to deal all 5.
Yeah.
So on average, you're going to be taking 1 damage, I think, most of the time, which is kind of the same as where it was. They kept that balance about how much damage they take, but they cleared up the confusion around halving things and does it get reduced, does it not get reduced, blah 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 blah. So I think it's a decent change.
Yeah, I know a lot of new players who were thrown by that wording, because once they get impervious down or invulnerable down with reduction, and they go, yep, that makes sense, and then they get invincible and they're like, why doesn't that reduce? And you go, well, it's ignore, not reduce.
Yes.
And they're like, that makes no sense, come on.
Yeah, why ignore, not reduce?
Yeah, I think it's the only power that had ignore as a keyword.
Kind of, yeah.
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 So it makes much more sense there. I also think it's a good counter to some of the sniper pieces. I mean, it won't do much against stuff like Green Arrow.
Yeah, but it means, it means, granted, someone like Nick Fury is still going to be able to get rid of it. But if they can't, for whatever reason, let's say they've already used the outwit somewhere else, or they can't use somewhere else, then maybe you're limiting the amount of damage that they can do to your character. So it's a pretty good stopper, I think at tent poles. I think it's solid. Very solid.
Very solid.
Yeah. Next question is from Ben. The new regen is very different to how it used to be. How do you think the effect will change support?
Support. You know, I only know, I think, 2 characters off the top of my head that use support, which just shows you how much I don't use it.
That's right. Not a lot of people use support. It's not
apart from picker powers.
Yeah, it's a pretty underused power, and I think probably partly to do with the fact that sometimes you would spend an action on one character to potentially do nothing. So it seems like that's changed because of regen now as well. So the minimum on regen is 1, but the minimum on support is 2, which is pretty good. That's double the regen. So at the very least, support is better than regen now, which makes sense to me, I think, anyway. Granted, it has to be on another character, but...
I mean, you still got to land the attack to do the support, which
Yeah.
I've always thought if you're going to do that, you need to ignore friendly defense increases. So if you're going to do close combat support, you shouldn't have to use combat reflexes.
I may have to check.
It's like, don't give me that medicine.
No, I may have to check this, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah?
You know how you have an indomitable character and you can say that I don't want to use my willpower and push the damage. I'm assuming that you can just choose not to use the power.
I don't think energy shield and
I think it does.
Do you know the answer? Let us know in the comments.
Please let us know. I'm pretty sure it does because I think that it says that they can do these things. Anyway, new wording should be able to fix that up, but I'm pretty sure you can avoid that by that. But maybe not.
But even with that, support is still now, I think, a much more viable power.
Very good power. And I think someone like the Night Nurse from Civil War.
Or that Green Lantern from Earth 2, the one in the starter set.
Yeah. They just become much better because of that. So
definitely.
I'm excited to see teams with more support characters. Now actually characters with support. Rather than just being a supporting character, rather than just having regen, I guess.
Yeah.
As good as regen is, support is probably better. So
so keen to see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting.
Well, I think that's the show for this week. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
As always, you can leave us comments down the bottom, or feel free to send us questions, comments, things we should be looking at to our email address, which is just underthedial@gmail.com. The link is in the description. We're also going to link to
the videos.
So we got your video with Ameridroid from T3. There's also a video from Tabletop Teacher, which is an awesome channel.
The best.
Which goes through a few of the essentials with the rules changes.
Some of the bigger ones, anyway.
Some of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
It's a 10-minute video, well worth watching because he's just really entertaining.
Very in depth.
Yeah, very in depth. So till next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Dave.
And that was Under the Dial.
Finn.